Hello, everyone. This is Chala, CEO and founder of The Repositioning Expert, welcoming you to another live Tuesday Tea Time with Chala with my special guest, Rachel Dalinka. Welcome. Let's take our toast. Yay, tea.
Yay.
We'll have a sip. Welcome, Rachel. Rachel is a former client of mine, and I am so happy to present her success and her work and her life's mission. The way that I describe her, and she's going to describe what she does, is she is an advocate. She has a mission for teaching the world how to re-look at the potential of those who are incarcerated and teaching their families how to survive and thrive in these situations and circumstances. And I found out so much about this topic. I myself have done a lot of volunteer work, teaching in prisons. It was a passion of mine, but we met completely through accident, through one of my marketing programs. So I welcome Rachel. And Rachel, tell us exactly what you do.
Well, before I begin, I want to say thank you because I wouldn't be here without the coaching help that I got from Chala. Chala really helped me realize that I was ready and that I could handle this mission. And so thank you for that. I
My
work
pleasure.
with underserved populations, and I do a lot of work with workforce development in the Philadelphia region. And I also work with people that are reentering from prison or post-addiction and help them learn how to either take courses so that they can get a certification, but how to find sustainable work so that they can really work on changing their lives. And a lot of my passion comes from the fact that my dad was a successful attorney, but he was also addicted and then incarcerated. And that happened while I was a teenager. And from that chaos, I did a lot of work to heal. And I realized that a lot of the work that I did, I could share with others. So I started the podcast Opening Doors with Rachel Dalinka to help break down the stigmas surrounding addiction and incarceration, to help family members understand how deeply all of this affects them, and to help people find some healing modalities.
And what I love about it is that you came to this from a very corporate world, like a very corporate, left brain. So tell us about what some of your previous career was like and what other things that you were involved in.
Sure. I've always been an educator, but I was doing corporate training for some time. And then I spun that off and had a small computer consulting business where I was going in, and this was, back when everybody needed to learn Microsoft Office. And then around 2008, it was time to pivot. And so at that point, I pivoted and I was working with professional development in the corporate world and doing a lot of training, teaching people how to become managers, managing up, conscious communication, conflict resolution. And then I was really fortunate to work with a nonprofit that was run by a service-disabled veteran, and work with helping create career pathways for veterans. And then working with women to help start their entrepreneurial journey through the Women's Business Enterprise Center. And then I got cancer. And my cancer taught me a lot of things. One of them was, don't wait to follow your dream. Do it.
Right.
Time is not certain. So I was working with managed Medicaid, Keystone First as a client, doing workforce development programs, doing outreach. And I said, okay, I need to tell my story, and really take the risk and share these things that were really felt, personal, and that I had spent a lot of time in shame when I was younger. But I realized, this is important, and I have something to share. So that's when Opening Doors came around.
That's amazing. So tell us about the Opening Doors podcast. Who's in it? What's it about?
So I initially talk about the four S's, which spirituality, support, uh, um, service, and self-care. And really, the first episode I just talk about my healing journey, but then I speak with people that were incarcerated, and they talk about their healing journeys, and they talk about what they learned and how they've been able to change their lives since they've been released from prison. A lot of the people I speak with have started nonprofits to give back and help other people that were formerly incarcerated. I've spoken with people with addiction who have been able to recover, and now they dedicate their lives to helping others, and as well as a judge who helped start a recovery court and a mental wellness court that are alternatives to prison for people that have been arrested. And I'll be speaking in the upcoming season 2, I'll be speaking with a professor who helped bring some very interesting methods of working with prisoners in the Chester City Jail, which is in Pennsylvania, and a lot of other people that are working in some people that are working in juvenile justice, family members, and who talk about how they were able to help and advocate for their loved ones that are incarcerated, as well as some of the programs that are happening in the United States to educate employers about this untapped huge group of people that need work and need to be given that second chance or
That's so
third
wonderful.
chance.
So, yeah, depending on. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this, Rachel. What do you think after all of this time spent on working to help this population? What is the biggest secret that you see that the people who achieve great things and success
Mm.
at the end of this road, what do they have in common? Like, what is the secret sauce?
So a lot of them really took advantage of the help that was out there.
Mm,
Working with nonprofits and working with people on Medicaid, um, there's so many services that are available that people don't take advantage of. And
okay.
a lot of the people that I've spoken to, a lot of them had spiritual awakenings while in prison, but they also took advantage of all of the programs that were offered while they were incarcerated to help them learn how to be professional, to help them learn how to write a resume, to interview, or even some of them got CDL licenses. That's being able to drive big trucks, and or being open to getting a certification um, in either a medical or billing, whatever it is. They said, okay, I've got to make serious change. And
Nice.
the other thing is, they knew that it was not a quick fix, that
Mm.
the road was going to be long and hard. But I do count spirituality and having a community as big helpers to being able
Okay.
to stay on that road.
That's amazing. So I know it's so new, but do you have a success story of someone that you've helped that you could tell us somehow who was touched by what you did or by, who you collaborated with or any of your messaging?
Well, I mean, I like to think that some of I've been really fortunate to work with some students of Suave Gonzalez, who is a Pulitzer Prize winning podcaster himself, who was incarcerated as a teen. I've worked with some of the students at um, the Community College of Philadelphia, and helping them realize the importance of self-care and in the sense of, doing things that help them feel good, and the importance of community and of getting the help that they need in the sense of uh, joining a support group for people that were formerly incarcerated, or making sure that they join a support group for people who've been addicted. So, um, and then another woman that I worked with, she was very successful she started a foundation for her son, and her son was killed by gun violence, Tammy Harris, and it's the Jameel Harris Foundation. And Tammy was inspired from our work on Opening Doors to start her own podcast. So
Wow.
that she said, you know what, I see what you're doing, and I want to do this too and help other families. So
Mm.
that's been really exciting for sure.
Yeah, that is
And
lovely.
yeah. And then I work with a nonprofit, Keys to Success. We help the unhoused population. It's a collaboration between employers, workforce organizations, and shelter managers, and we help unhomed people find work. And so through that organization, I feel like there's been a lot of success in moving us to become a nonprofit from just a loose collaboration, and working to get our message out, and so that we can, so that one job can change a family.
I
Um,
love it. I love that. I love that. So now I'm really interested, and my viewers are really interested in the business part of it. So I know that you were at a certain level of development when you hired me, and then you came to some realizations and you made some changes during our work, and then you continue to achieve success from there on. So can you take us through that journey of success? Like, where were you when we met, and why did you hire me? And then what happened after?
I was at a place where I had been working to get this podcast launched, but I just kind of couldn't make it happen. And I knew I needed some coaching to get over that hump. And a lot of what I really needed was to change the messaging in my head, to be
Mm,
able to let go of all of the doubts and the fears and the
mm,
not good enough
mm,
messaging. And so that was huge when I
mm,
finally was like, you know what, you can do this. You're enough. Stop
mm,
with the negativity and stop with the self-doubt.
mm.
That's when I was, I did 17 episodes, and
Wow.
I'm partnering with some great subject matter experts to work on doing training to help employers understand how to hire and mentor people that were incarcerated, and what they need, as well as to work with the people that were formerly incarcerated to help them understand the requirements of working in a corporate world. A lot of it is just letting go of fear and knowing you're going to make mistakes, and that's
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
And
That
knowing, one step forward, two step backs, but then maybe you've got five more steps forward.
right. And I love it because that's kind of what you do for others, right?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that
Right.
funny?
It
Right.
is. Yes. Yes. So,
So, yeah, go ahead.
almost no matter what we do, whether we have always done well or not, somehow being human allows people to have a lot of self-doubt.
Yeah.
And so I just think being aware of that and knowing that you can change those voices in your head to be positive, that was um, a huge part of my process.
That's wonderful. So, in what way does a coach, if you were to explain it to people who are listening, in what way does a coach change your mindset around fear?
Well, I think what I for me, it was sort of having a coach say, look at what you've done and look at what you're trying to do and stop judging yourself. Like you have the authority to be able to speak about this,
Mm,
and don't doubt yourself, as well as helping with tips and sort of assignments to get organized, to say,
mm,
write out that message that you want to give, make those bullet points, and give yourself time constrained goals. Like, by next week, I will have a flyer for the course that I want to
mm,
give, and I'm going to disseminate that flyer.
mhm,
Um, and that's all, when you're an entrepreneur and a lot of what you do rests on you, it's sometimes good to have someone nudging you. And
yes.
that's what a coach can do. And yeah, and a coach, really, a coach helps you get out of your own way.
Mm,
It
mhm,
sometimes. It
mhm.
certainly, that's what it did for me.
Right. Yeah. And it's always done that for me when I have a coach, for sure. When I've
Yeah.
had a coach. So, do you have any advice for other business owners who are listening, who are going through the same journey as you are?
I think to truly eradicate the not good enough voice,
Mm,
and retrain that self-talk in your brain from negative to positive, and to keep trying.
mm,
When a door closes, just keep going. And I hear that from inspirational speakers. They say, or from Thomas Edison failed 100 times, but it was that 101 time that made the difference. So truly, that's real.
mhm,
Um, and also be respectful to everybody you meet, and don't burn
mm,
bridges. And
mm,
then the thing that I really find important is to
mm,
give a lot, and to give before asking for something
Love
in
that.
return.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's wonderful. So, in closing, where could people find you and your work?
Opening Doors podcast can be found with Rachel Dalinka, can be found on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, most podcast platforms. And then there's also RAD consulting.us, Rad Consulting, and Opening Doors podcast.com. So those are some, and social media, good old social media.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been so good to see you again.
It's been great to
And
see you,
I
Chala.
am
Thank you.
so, so grateful that you reached out with your success story. And it's a delight, the delight of my life, that you are the mission of my life. So, you and my clients like you, I am so
Absolutely.
blessed.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Thank you, Rachel.
Take care.